Every time I'm about to go live, I always have to cough, and I hate it. Shout out to everybody that's coming in. Give me one sec, y'all. I'm trying to let the peoples on the community tab know that we are live, live, live. One second, you guys. It's much better when I do it like this. Hold up, y'all. Create a post. We are live. Okay. And by the way, this is not going to be a very long live. The videos that were uploaded today were fairly quick videos. There's still some interviews in here and more on the full body cam footage and whatnot. Shout out to everybody that's coming in. Let me make sure I shout everybody out. I got Wim, SW, Daisy Girl, my love. Who else? Who else is in the house? Do the right thing. Sarah Silva, welcome. Marcy, welcome. Kitten Claus, Morals is in the house. Welcome. Peas. Yes, the real Mary Beth, welcome. Ellie, welcome. Nebulous and Darcy, everybody come on in and make sure you're hitting that like button. Jenny, welcome, welcome. Rose with the Thorn, welcome. All my beautiful members. Thank you guys for being beautiful members of my channel. Now, there was a comment here that I wanted to read. Daisy Girl said, the hospital was concerned with what was going on in the bathroom for such a long period of time. They mentioned that they have not done something to her, that she may have done something to her herself, baby miscarriage. Why was the bathroom uh, cleaned before determining what had happened? The crime scene had been cleaned up before police arrived. This is a good question. And I think part of the approach was we're not crime scene techs. And maybe that's how they treated it initially. I'm feeling like that's what it was, but I could be wrong. I was just watching one of the body cams footage from last night. Ooh. What a great way to start the aw, thank you, do the right thing. Yay, thank you. Can you guys still sound I'm still congested. Hey, Chico and Nebulous. But let me go ahead and play these two new clips and let me know your thoughts. Now, they had an interview with the House Supervisor. We'll start there. Or should we start with the day after incident? Hmm. Let's start with this one first, okay? So this is the, I guess, House Supervisor. Hold up. You guys know the volume takes a minute to start. The interview happened April 25th. Okay. So another person gets interviewed.
Oh, Lord.
It's not a bad thing. I'm Marina.
I've met you before.
I have seen you lots of
I've
times.
met you too.
They met each
Detective
other.
Dalton, Corporal Mentor. Detective Mentor.
Okay.
So we're just talking to you about the incident happened on January 27th.
Okay.
Can you just tell us from the beginning of your contact with the patient or the baby from last
The
contact with
incident?
either? Yes.
Okay. So I was up at the medical floor, and the ER tech had called and said, the doctor wants you to call in the on-call lady for the ultrasound. So I'm like, okay. So I called in the ultrasound tech, and then I don't know how much time lapsed. I don't know that the house supervisor phone rang again, and it was the girl from the lab, and she's like, Marina, they need you here in the ER right now. And I was like, okay, what's going on? Because I had noticed the ER board on the computer. There was like maybe 2 or 3 patients in the ER. I'm not sure. And she's like, well, and I'm like, it's okay. I could just tell by her voice something was wrong. So we hang up, and I take off to the ER. And as I'm coming in through the radiology department into the ER, I meet up with Lori and HT, who was the charge nurse that night. And HT says, okay, look, this is what's happened. This girl came in with abdominal pain, and once we put her in a room, she said she needed to go to the bathroom. We let her go to the bathroom, and she was there for a good while. They had several attempts to knock on the door and ask her, hey, are you okay? Do you need any help? And she said no, she was okay. And so I guess they felt like she was in there for too long, so they were like, hey, you need to come out. They went to get the little key that could open the door. And, excuse me. So I guess when they opened the door, they saw that she was cleaning. She was trying to clean blood. They said it was a horrible, gory, bloody mess in that bathroom. I did not see that. So then they walked her back, I guess, to her room, which was ER room 2. They walked her back to the room, and at this time we still didn't know that there was a baby. So they said that they went back into the ER room 2, and I guess they reported to the doctor saying, hey, here's all this blood, like something's going on. And of course, you start thinking of like, what if she tried to do this? What if she tried to do that? Like they didn't know. So then the ultrasound tech still hadn't got to the hospital at that time yet. So the doctor's like, you know what, I need to probably do like a pelvic exam to look, because like what's going on? Why is there so much blood? So the charge nurse HT says that, they were in the room and probably trying to set up for the pelvic exam when Lori, the ER tech, had already called Leela, the housekeeper. Hey, can you come and clean this bathroom? Because there's a lot of blood. So Leela went to clean, and she had already been cleaning pretty much everything when they said that the last thing that she left in the trash can, and she realized that it was heavy. And so then she was like, like this is weird because this bathroom trash has never been heavy. So she said that when she looked, that she wasn't sure what it was, but she kind of thought that what she was seeing was maybe like a baby. So she said that she yelled out for Lori, and Lori went in there and grabbed it, and I guess sure enough realized that there was a baby in there. So Lori yelled out for HT, or went to get HT. I'm not sure exactly.
Were you at the nurse's station at this point?
No, they still had not told me about that because they didn't know that there was a baby. So I was still at the medical floor.
Okay.
And so then HT, when he's telling me this story, HT tells me that he goes, grabs the trash can, and he lifts the bag, realizes there's a baby in there, so he takes it right across the hall to trauma 2, tears open the bag, realizes the baby's there, and it was
you
lifeless.
didn't witness any of this?
So at the time, he's telling me that, so he's like, so come on. He's telling me everything I just said is from HT's story.
Did y'all catch that? So she's receiving third party information, right? She's not there. Remember the nurse, the head charge nurse, okay, who said I saw what it was and I took it to trauma 2, yada yada yada, and then we did the timeline. The last live we talked about this subject, and we realized that's not how it really played out. So she's repeating what he said to her. Hey Liz, hey everybody. Yeah, you guys remember that? Yeah, I'm a little confused about that though. Everybody, I mean, you guys remember that, right? You guys remember that. So she's repeating the story that the charge nurse said. Oh my gosh. All right, let me keep playing.
Okay.
And so then he's like, so come on, here it is. And so I walk into the trauma 2 room, and sure enough, the baby's on the gurney where he had placed the baby, lifeless. And the trash can is right by the gurney. So, like, of course, I was in utter shock. Like, you know, we were all just in shock. And so they had already called the police. The doctor, I think initially at the time, was about to do a pelvic exam to look to see where all this blood was coming from. And HT had gone and told her, hey, I need you right now. Like, you need to come with me. And took her to trauma 2, showed her what had happened.
No.
And were you still in trauma 2?
No. Never took her to trauma 2. He went in the room and said, "Hey, come out." She comes out, and then that's when they see the baby. Never took her to trauma 2. The baby was still in the trash can, okay, before they even, oh my god, this is so infuriating to me. Now mind you, yes, the story, this event happened, the crime happened January the 27th. They're just now doing interviews, what, April, like 3 months later? This is yeah, I thought so too. The video tells a little bit of a different story. Absolutely. So the defense could totally use this to say, "What are you talking about? It didn't happen this way." Oh Lord, this is I know. I know. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, let me hit play on this.
So no, so that happened like before.
Oh, okay.
That happened before I got there. So then when HT told me all of that, when I came out of trauma 2, HT and Dr. Vasquez, and the authorities, the police officers that were just getting there. And I know that Dr. Vasquez went and HT went out like to that little area inside the hospital, but like where the ambulance comes in. And they kind of were giving the police like a heads up of what had happened. So then after that, I really didn't know what happened because I was on the phone with my chain of command because I needed to know, like, you know, this has never happened. I didn't, as a house supervisor, I didn't know what I needed to do, if there was any paperwork that I needed to do, if we were supposed to register this lifeless body. Like, I didn't know. So
you called your chain of command for guidance.
I called, yeah, for questioning. So I called Patty, who's the CNO, Patty Bartok, and I called her and I said, hey, look, this is what's going on and I need to know what I need to do for legal purposes. And so she was like, well, Marina, you know, like, I don't really know. Let me have you call Cindy Buck, Cindy Buck is like in charge of medical records, and she deals a lot with the birth certificates or death certificates. And so she said, so why don't you call her and then I'll get legal on the team, on the phone and see if I can find out what needs to be done. So, but then after that, like I was on the phone with Cindy, and then after that, like Patty was calling me, and then all of administration basically were calling me, like.
And is that your job?
That's my job.
That's your job.
Yeah, as a house supervisor, like I'm in kind of charge of like everything that happens during the night in this facility, and so, and even Dr. Salgado called me and was wanting to see what had happened, and he told me that he was awake. He was already planning on coming in, to speak to the doctor, and so. Cindy Buck actually had told me, okay, like, yes, we need to register the baby. And like as like a Jane Doe or whatever, like infant male, but there's also like a paper that I need you to, ask her. There's a paper that you need to ask her, and the nurses fill out. And it's very important that that we know whether or not the baby took a breath or whether or not the baby did not take a breath. And I said, okay. Well, so at that time I said, because every nurse by that time had been telling me that this patient had been kind of changing up little bits and pieces of her story while she was in the presence of her mom, I guess. So when I said, okay, I'll try to, get the truth out of her, then Cindy was like, well, whether you have to ask the mother to leave the room, but we need to know. Mm-hmm. So I went and I found the form that Cindy was talking about, and I go into the patient's room and I introduce myself, and I said, there's just a few questions that I need to ask you, and most of it was like, first and last name, date of birth, social security number, which she didn't know, and then whether or not she knew whether or not she took any kind of medications, and then so I said, so right now it's very important that you're very honest and truthful with me. I said, and it was just she and I in the room, and
Mom wasn't there.
Mom was not there.
Okay.
And I said, did your baby take at least one breath when it first happened? Or did it take at least one breath?
Oh my God.
Or was it not breathing? And then she kind of looked at me in the face and the eyes, and she was like, well, can I tell you? And I said, tell me what? And she said, so I've been having this bad abdominal pain, she said, and we came here to the ER, and when they brought me back here to this room, I felt like I needed to go poop. She said, and I asked if I could go to the bathroom. She said, and so when they said, yeah, that I could go to the bathroom, she said, when I sat on the toilet, she said, it just all fell out. And she said, but when I had it in my arms, it wasn't breathing, it wasn't moving. And so, of course, you want to be very, very judgmental at that time, and you have to bite your tongue sometimes. But, my first reaction was like, I wanted to say, hey, well, then why wouldn't you call us for help? But I didn't. She said, so he wasn't moving, he wasn't breathing. So I just placed him in there.
Was that the last contact you had with her?
Then, so then I asked, so do you have, was it a steady boyfriend? She said, yes. And then I said, did he know that you were pregnant? And she was like, no. I said, did you know that you were pregnant? And she said, no. And then I said, so do you want to include him? Because there was a section for like the birth certificate. And I said, so do you want to put his name down as the father? And she said, for what? And I said, this is all new to me too. So this would probably be for the birth certificate as well as a death certificate.
Wow.
And she said no, that she didn't want to put him down. And I said, okay.
Okay, okay. Where is everybody at? Somebody here had said, was it Blessed? Hold up, y'all. I want to see that comment. She says, I'm confused. You see the baby in the bag, and instead of immediately removing him from the bag, they brought the doctor in. Then while in the garbage, he could he could took he could take the can all in the room. I hear you. Okay, let me see what else. I've been watching for 5 seconds. People go to an excellent hospital. Hold up, y'all. Let me see. There was another one. Hospitals pushing their own narrative, trying to shift responsibility and make that girl a monster. Here's the deal, though. My question is this. They had to have, did they not watch the video, the hospital video beforehand? You know, the one in the hallway? Did they not watch that before all of this went down? Because otherwise, they would have seen how conflicting their stories would have been from what their statements, or maybe they didn't know what their statements were, and then they released the videos, right? And then they had the interviews. The statements in the videos aren't necessarily making sense at this point. Um, the staff altogether totally makes sense. They're saying the same thing, but the videos are saying something opposite. Marcy says, I think the biggest problem is that they waited 3 months to do these interviews. I would agree. The police should have done these interviews within a week of the incident. Right. I don't know if they waited until they decided they were going to charge based on the autopsy of the baby. I don't know. Videos are clearly showing the opposite of what. That's what I'm saying, Fairy Dust. That's what it seems like. The hospital was definitely negligent in this case. Lexi was wrong, but the hospital staff didn't do their due diligence, in my opinion. I agree with you on that one. Um, then there was the staff, right, Pussycat? There was a staff that uh took pictures. If you guys remember the CNA, it was a lab tech by the name of Erica. Okay. And they didn't even know these pictures existed up until the day that the interviews happened. So I guess I'm a little confused. Everyone's story is a little different, but they're a little different in that video. Exactly, Sticky. The video is completely contradicting a good portion of what they're saying. How was she fully along? Well, if you look at the body cam footage of when the charge nurse talks to the family, he tells them that she is full term. Full term meaning that what that's like 36, 37. I think what 36 is qualified as full term as well. Oh, it's not guaranteed that they would have had access to the videos, right? Did they give the videos to the police before or after these interviews? I guess we would have to see that. We wouldn't know. Yes, anything between 36 to 38 weeks is considered full term. Is this what happens when you wait so long for people to interview? Right? I know. I know. Let me hit play on this, okay?
So I think she had to sign it, and she signed it, and then that was it. That was the only contact that I had with her. And then, of course, they were transferring her to Roswell to be seen by an actual OBGYN doctor. But that because after that, I was just on the phone with my administration team.
Because you're in charge of like the whole operation, so you just had to make sure everything was flowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to make sure that if there was paperwork that needed to be signed or filled out, that I needed to make sure that that was done before she got transferred out.
Okay, so you just handled her paperwork before she got transferred out. So you said, how long have you've been here? A while.
Yeah, I've been here at this hospital for 23 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Going back to when you were talking to her and she said it wasn't breathing.
Yeah.
And did she say I just placed it in the trash? Or
She
or
just
what?
said I didn't know what to do. She said I didn't know what to do. So I mean, and I don't even really, to be completely honest, I don't know if that was her wording that she placed it in there. I don't know. I don't remember her wording, but I just know that she said it just all came out and she had it in her hands and that she didn't know what to do. She didn't know what to do at the time. And so I'm like, I don't want to say that she said that she placed it because I don't remember.
That's okay. You don't have to.
That's fine. That's fine.
So, other than what we asked you, is there anything else we didn't ask that you think we should know?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't
Okay.
think.
All right. Well, if you have any other things that you like tomorrow, you're like, oh, I forgot to tell them this. Cynthia has my contact information, so you
Okay.
can let her know.
Okay.
And that's Minster's contact information.
Okay.
If you have any more questions, comments, anything you want to add, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for
sounds
coming
good.
in.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Notice, hold up, y'all. Notice they know she's been working at this hospital for 20 plus years, right? When she came in the room, they know each other. They know each other. Hold up, y'all. Look at this. Because this is when I was talking. This is what I wanted to capture.
Hello.
Oh, Lord.
Is that a bad thing? I'm Marina.
I've met you before.
I have seen you lots of
I've
times.
met you too.
So, I'm assuming that police know each other, right? 23, yeah, and then this. But I think she is the house supervisor. Now, one thing I kind of felt like in these interviews, they didn't really, for her duties weren't necessarily listed. Like, what is a house supervisor in a hospital? And maybe I'm just a little confused by that. I know what a nurse does. A triage nurse can tell me. I can differentiate between a registered nurse and a triage nurse and a doctor, right? Like some of this, I could, or somebody who say does house cleaning or something like that. But I guess I missed that piece. Maybe I was a little slow.
So,
Hold up.
Detective Gonzalez, Corporal Mentor, Detective Mentor.
Okay.
So we're just talking to you about the incident happened on January 27th.
Okay.
Can you just tell us from the beginning of your contact with the patient or the baby from last contact with either? Yes.
What were her duties? Was it, so house supervisor, do they register birth certificates? Is that what they do? I was interviewed by detectives when I would probably would know most of them, right? See, that's where I was confused. And then she said she's been there for 23 years and whatnot. The workers coming in to be interviewed are coming in acting as if they were all on trial. My opinion is I peek clean. But if anybody picked up on that, let me know. Hold up. Some of you guys said Chico asked a really great question. Said, so what happens to the hospital staff if they're found at fault for the? Well, I don't know if they can be found at fault. What can the see, this is what I don't understand. I think where my biggest concern is that if they're trying to have, if the prosecution is trying to have a trial, right? This is kind of where I'm coming from. We're looking at these videos and all of us are peeling through this onion. And that's exactly what the defense is going to do as well, right? They're going to defend their client, which is Alexee, and try to basically say, wait a minute, like the Alexee did not murder her child. Her child could have been saved based on the inactions of the hospital staff. We're seeing some of these inactions and we're calling them out. And I mean, I'm just telling you, I'm not the judge or the jury, but if I were sitting there and I were a jury member, I would be like confusional about the fact that, wait a minute, some could have been done. I don't want to take fault from what Lexi did. I absolutely think that she did something to her child. Personally, I feel like she didn't do enough. Everybody, in my opinion, nothing will happen in the hospital except a personal lawsuit. Could be. The girl acted like she was 10 years old. I think she should have been known. I'm sure you hear about all this stuff in school and TV and internet. How did she now have to have seen this, you mean? Confusional. I just made up a word, didn't I? Unless no, confusional is a word. So if any other 19-year-old just kills an infant, would a bunch of questions be relevant? This grown person killed the baby. Excuses, excuses, says T. Kelly. Shout out to T. Kelly. The hospital would have errors and omissions in insurance, which is lower evidence of negligence and malpractice. Ooh. Depends on the hospital. She is not a good house supervisor. She was supposed to manage the floor. That's what I thought that they did. I couldn't agree more. They gave her meds before. Here's games lose. They gave her meds before telling her she was pregnant. She probably heavily medicated and she was high and not thinking straight. Do we know? Did they give her meds before or after the pregnancy test? Do we know this for a fact? I'd like to know. Do y'all know about this? Did they give her meds before or after the test? Before the test? They gave her pain meds before they found out she was pregnant? Says Miss America. Let me know in the comments if you guys caught that, because I didn't catch that. I don't think we have an established time. But Miss America, if you do, let me know, because we could have missed that. Now, let me go ahead and navigate over to the other video. Hold up, y'all. Why did I do that? Okay, let me show you guys. Thank you, Ellie. Ellie says, see, I'm not well versed in hospital staff. Okay, Miss America said they claimed before when she first came in. Gotcha. Ellie says House Supervisor, direct, supervise, and evaluate work activities of medical, nursing, technical and clerical services and maintenance, and others. Wow. I mean, I didn't even know they had House Super. I'm just being honest with you. I guess I'm not like, you know, the last time I went to the hospital was for baby bunny, thank God. But still, she wasn't given that much morphine. This 19 absorb should be held accountable. Is that what you mean? Yes, the mom says she had meds. They would never have given her meds without giving her pregnancy test. Crispy Treat, my question though, and this is a good point, and I love what you just said. Let me highlight this. She said, yes, the mom says she had meds. They would never have given her meds without giving her a pregnancy test. Was the meds given before or after the pregnancy test? Crispy, if you know the answer to this, let me know, love, because I'd like to know. That's Google that, because so if they're saying, well, she didn't know they gave her meds, it's definitely the hospital's fault, because notice how when the arrest happened, mom was immediately going to that. So this is the day after. And shout out to a True Crime Anayeli. You guys go subscribe. I have their information in the description box. Let me hit play. Alrighty. This is the hospital?
Miss Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Yes. At the hospital. You've been talking to my supervisor.
Where is this?
Sergeant Chris. Yes. Will it be you guys tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh no, this is the police department, because there's the police records right there. Sorry, y'all.
I told him at 10 o'clock you could come over.
Okay.
Okay. You and your CYFD person.
Yes.
I'm better. It's
Okay.
just her, but you know.
So have you? Are you family?
Yes, this is her sister. This is
Okay.
my daughter.
I just don't want to talk about anything.
Yeah.
Have you thought about therapy for her?
Not yet, but I was gonna look into it. I was gonna look on the back of the insurance card. They told me there were some numbers on the back.
Yeah. So that's how you go through our
Oh, okay.
your insured providers. Just FYI, for us, we have PMS here in town. They're the ones that most people are insured through.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
if you want to do in town, we do PMS here, and then
Okay.
we have one in Carlsbad, 2 in Roswell,
Okay.
that are usually on all of everybody's insurance.
Okay.
Something to
Did
think
you
about.
hear about like HIPAA was broke and there's like a whole
How?
bunch of rumors out? Some
I heard there was
nurses-
rumors through
yeah.
the high school.
Yeah.
The nurses do talk, but yeah, that's just small town stuff.
But that shouldn't have happened.
It shouldn't
That's why
have.
it's HIPAA.
And
You
I know.
know?
Well, and because I was reading on that, and like on Facebook, everyone's doing
Mhm.
all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because we did do a disclosure,
Mm-hmm.
and that was through our person of contact.
Mhm.
That's our PSU command supervisor.
Mhm.
So he did do one. He didn't put any name in it or anything like
Okay.
that. And that's just something he did because he was being asked about it for
Okay.
so long.
Okay.
So that one was done, but then I hear like the high school's
Yeah.
talking a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I had teachers message me and everything. So.
Really?
Mhm.
So everyone already knows me.
Yeah. That's a bad thing about a small town.
Yeah, that is the best thing about a small town.
Wow.
It
But
is.
like I said, but more importantly, I'd talk to insurance
Yes,
about therapy.
yes. And I am going to keep her home for about a week And I am going to look for like therapy for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to do all of that as much as I can today and tomorrow. So
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
At least you're actually a parent that cares.
I love my daughter. She's my everything. But yeah, you guys can come over tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll be there.
We'll
It has a
contact
red roof.
We'll contact you before, make sure it's still okay.
Yeah.
We do that all just
Okay.
before, so that way you're not like forget about it. Some
Yeah.
people do.
No, I won't forget about it.
Okay.
We will be there.
Well, you have my number. The supervisor to
Yes.
talk to is Sergeant Perez. He's
Yes,
also
I've
you
been
have his
talking
number.
to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been keeping in contact. So.
All right.
Yeah. Also, do you know like when anything about the autopsy, how fast? And
We
then-
asked to expedite it. I still haven't heard a word back. So it did happen on Saturday, but from
Yeah.
speaking with Wiedemann, the OMI person assigned to the case, he said we're not hearing anything yet. So he told me as soon as we find out, or as he finds out, he'll let me find out.
Are we getting him back? Did you know? We are getting him back, right?
You will, yes.
Okay.
And that's why I was telling y'all at the beginning that, with like names, stuff like that, and then who you want, like terpenes, and who do you want to do end of life care with.
Okay. When do you think would?
I don't know. That's not up to
When do
me.
you want? Okay. Okay.
So you know how so with it being tricky because technically you're not next to him, it'll be your daughter. Y'all would still be contacted with it because they'd have to find out where y'all want him to be transported to. Because some people pick them up from Albuquerque, because it's free of charge whenever they go from here to Albuquerque.
Okay.
And so it's free of charge coming back, but some people want to do, like with just other cases, they'll do it in Albuquerque because it's cheaper to cremate, stuff like that there. They have to get a hold of you first to get, they have to get a hold of her first to let them know what they want to do next. So they'll get a hold of you as soon as they're done with him.
So the family's asking for the baby back, okay? Keep that in mind. This is when mom is asking for it, for the baby, back. And shout out to Amethyst. Thank you. Amethyst says Alexee claimed to be a virgin. No, I agree. Alexee's claim she went to cheer practice and woke up with back pain. Mom said this happens and she's taken to a chiropractor doctor. That's what I'm saying. It's like with all this oversight between chiropractors, how often was this happening? Did she have any kind of medical, from the time that she got pregnant to about when she gave birth? Because I'm just thinking anybody that would have touched her, and she wasn't letting anybody touch her. Why wasn't she letting the medical staff touch her? Because that could have been easily to address a medical physical examination of her would have been helpful as well. And yes, Crispy, I had surgery too. Big tumors on the baby. It was growing into it, causing pressure. Oh my gosh. The freaking house supervisor needs to know all the procedures for the protection and care of all patients, staff, cleaning people, even laws. I can't with these people. These meds aren't necessarily a no when pregnant. However, they want to know if you are. They watch the baby to be sure and watch the amount that they give you. They're also looking for the baby's heart rate. That's another one too. Like, uh, while you're taking these medications, that's the bigger thing. There's a reason why we have some medications. If you go to the OBGYN, what is it, the national website, there's some recommended over the counter medications that they would say, yes, go ahead and take, you're allowed to take these. These are most common, but of course you have to consult with your doctor. Sounds like it's okay to be pregnant at a school because 4 girls were already pregnant there. I don't know if it's here's the deal, pussycat. I don't necessarily know if it necessarily that's what I can't speak for the school. You know what I'm saying? That's a pretty bold statement to make. We don't know. Um, I mean, we don't know. So I kind of leave it at that. Cause she knew she was pregnant. That's why she didn't want them to touch her. Right, but Linda, she did not want she didn't want to be touched. So if she didn't want to be touched at the time that she was giving birth, why would she want to be touched by a chiropractor? Because a chiropractor, I think, would totally call that out. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I mean, they are touching the back.
I don't know it's taking so long.
No,
Usually
that's
they don't.
okay. No, we haven't even really. We've tried to talk about that, but she didn't know. She don't know.
Well, in town we have terpening. Roswell has way more options
Okay.
for like mortician stuff like that. Because you have to talk about, do you want to do cremation, do you want to do burial,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
that's because she is of age, so she'd be having to be the one to sign off on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, and I don't know y'all's financial situation, but y'all guys may be able to pay for it, but she still has to be the one to sign off on stuff with how that goes. Because with OMI and stuff like that, it has to be who's immediately next.
Okay.
Okay, so it's one of those that they will get a hold of her, and with that, something you and her would talk about what you guys want to do, and him,
Yes. Okay.
and keep that involved.
Okay. We
But
will.
it's one of those things you always all have to mesh out.
Yeah. Okay. We will do
All
that.
right, we'll
But thank you so much.
get a hold of you tomorrow. Make
Okay.
sure. All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you,
see
ma'am.
you tomorrow. Bye.
What do you guys think? So this was again the day after. Joyce, thank you for becoming a member. SW says the nagging wrench. Please hit that like button. Thank you. Thank you. Rumors. She told people at school she had a miscarriage. She had miscarried. Okay. Yes. Hey Tia, welcome. Hey Abby, when was she seeing the chiropractor? Could have been Braxton Hicks. Hold up, y'all. I missed this comment. Because some people have labor in their back, not their front. Very true. Mother was in complete denial, and I would have thought my daughter was pregnant. Crispy. I would have known my kid was pregnant. If I were her, I would have. Did you see the big? I don't. You know, I know everybody listen, and we can have a debate about what we would have known, what we could have known, how it could have happened. The thing is though is in reality, I don't feel like a lot of us um just very different. You know what I'm saying? It's like when Pussycat said, and this is where I respectfully disagree that, making the comment about the school. Okay, the rumors were at the school. The school was not okay. There's only so much movement that the school can make. Hey, Spicy KY. Miss America said, I only gained 5 pounds when I was pregnant. It was on the pill. I had a huge ovarian cyst. Never thought I was pregnant. Oh, a parasitis, a paresis. Excuse me, that's a whole different word. Didn't know I was pregnant. Everyone is different. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's different. Everyone said, "Oh, no worries. Vic might have timed out a couple people on mistake. Y'all be careful." Did that email go out before this happened, or was it because the girls were getting talked about and being pregnant? The girls, okay. So there was allegedly, I haven't seen the email. Now, if you guys are from the New Mexico area and you want to send me a screenshot of that email, please let me know that because there's people on TikTok that have said that there's an email and they're showing these like like pictures. But I'm gonna tell you something. If I don't see the email and I don't say, okay, I know where the sender's from and I can verify that it's somebody from the school that sent it out, the what is it, the superintendent sent it out to everybody saying that if you talk about this situation, the events of the pregnancy, and everybody will get fired and you will be expelled, you won't graduate, you won't walk. If I don't see something, then that's just hearsay to me at this point. Okay, so I want to make sure I go by facts. You all know that. We could speculate, I'm down for it, but I'm more of a show me the receipts, show me the Carfax. You guys, my members, you already know, show me the Carfax. That's how we do it over here. Let me see where everybody's at. Yes, Miss Mary. They said that there was an email. I don't know. I haven't seen it. You saw the email? Okay, Marcy said, I saw the email on Reddit to the teachers. All right. So do me a favor, y'all. If you've seen the email, can you guys look? Let me send you my email. Send me the link to the email. My email's right there. Send me whatever it is that you have. You guys have been hitting me up on the emails about this whole situation. Send me the Carfax to this email, the rabbit blogger at protonmail.com. And I will look into it and you don't have to tell me who it is, who it's from or anything as far as I won't release that information. I just want to see exactly what it is that you guys have been talking about. The email I've seen just says school employees are not allowed to give info on any students. Sounds pretty basic to me, Liz. Hey, Flor. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Was the baby poison or was it the umbilical cord? Ooh, Lord have mercy. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of speculation that's going on right now. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm totally going to, we're going to talk about this case again, but I think I want to do something about because court was it Law and Crime released like 20 minutes of that full body cam footage. I actually want to review it all, which is about 2 hours. Definitely. So thank you, Liz. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I got you, man. This is one of those cases that is very much upsetting. Very, very much. You've seen it? Yes, I seen it too, Rabbit. And some of you guys are still caught up on this cord thing. She ripped the umbilical cord that takes strength and determination. And I heard that when you rip it, it like bleeds all over the place. I don't know how I would imagine how much of a bloody scene that was in that bathroom, you know? Just saying. Oh my gosh. Rabbit, did you see the video on her in the ER where people are saying she's playing with the biblical cord or umbilical cord? Rabbit, did you see the video on her in the ER where people are saying she's playing with the biblical cord or umbilical cord? No. How was she playing with the umbilical cord? I'm so lost. I am confused. Wow, the cord is strong. I know. I cut the cord for my second daughter. It can't come out altogether. Baby umbilical cord attached to the placenta. Lord, I did listen. Y'all need to stop with these rumor mills. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's other channels that are covering aliens. Y'all can go check them out. I'm just saying. Rabbit, do you remember the high school pregnancy pack case? Yes, I do. I think it was 2008. It was back when you know, that MTV show was popular too. It's the rumors. Wasn't there like 30 minutes from the coming out of the bathroom to them finding the baby? If there was that much blood in her hands out and rubbing it, right. Well, she was cleaning it out. She was. There are pregnancies where the cord comes out first. It is a huge emergency, says SW. Girl, I can't. I can't. I can't trust poison. Oh Lord, I still can't get my head around the charges and the poisoning of the case yesterday. Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. I want you guys to do me a favor. If you're intrigued by this coverage that we're doing, I need you guys to do me a favor. We have to bring some attention to another case that we actually just covered yesterday. I need you guys to go check it out because the family, there's somebody that I know that knows the family. We need to bring some attention to this one too. I just dropped it yesterday. Oh my God, Courtney Goody poisons her family. A woman that poisoned her family. Okay, so I need you guys to check that out. I'm gonna drop the link in there. Check it out and go watch it because that one in itself is also a very crazy situation. But okay, so going back to this one before I have to head out. This case, it is spinning a lot. It is. And a lot of you guys are saying the weight gain. We're talking about all kinds of medical stuff as well. Some of you guys are saying I'm not defending the girl, but I have personal experience with cords ripping when my friend had her baby in the toilet. Oh, she didn't know she was in labor. Just back was hurting. 31 weeks, baby was healthy. Mom of Gladiator. Shout out to Mom of Gladiator. I mean, see, not everything is atypical, okay? Not everything is like textbook OBGYN or pregnancy is supposed to go this way and that way. I think we have to be able to say that, things can happen, and we have to be able to be open to that. So in this video, mom, Lexi's mom went to ask about if the baby was going to come to them, which makes me think that they did receive the baby. I don't know if they have, what they decided to do with the baby, whether they cremated the baby or what they did or if they buried it, but just giving you guys a heads up about it. If you guys watched that last part, I found the photos of this little girl and she looked pregnant. In my opinion, you don't usually gain weight in your stomach where it's usually, but here's the deal. There's so many photos, Crispy, just a heads up. People are photoshopping her photos, just so you know. So Y'all make with that what you can. This is why I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time with the Reddit and the TikTokers because some people are actually photoshopping those photos. So, yeah. So you're aware. Yes, I went to go see some of those photos as well. It looks like Lexi, after what happened in the incident in January, she actually went to prom. I think she was supposed to graduate this year and she didn't walk. Just her boyfriend. That's what I heard. So, just take that with a grain of salt. You can tell from the videos that, well, I mean, I know, but do we know that those are actual? How do we know people aren't photoshopping shit? That's what I'm saying. I take things with a grain of salt. You guys know how I am here. I'm the skeptic rabbit. Okay, I really am. My son was breech, and there was no way that could have happened in the bathroom alone. Well, I mean, I don't know, y'all. I don't understand why they wouldn't talk to the dad and the boy who got her pregnant. They talked to the boy the day of the incident. He was at the hospital and he said he didn't know she was pregnant. You guys remember we showed that interview. Um, they didn't know. Yeah, vote. We've seen it, man. I've seen too much stuff here that I'm like, I'm a skeptic of everything. With those photos, all those TikTok. Let me tell y'all something. If you guys are watching that stuff, you guys gotta ask them. Show me the Carfax. Show me the receipt. Show me the timestamp of this photo. Show me, because we just never know. And good Nunya, did you see the last two videos that they uploaded of the interview with the what is it, House Supervisor, and then the following day incident? At the end of the day, this poor baby boy deserved better in so many levels. It's beyond heartbreaking. Absolutely. What could have been of his life? Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you have not, make sure you guys go back to the beginning and rewatch. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. Look, we don't have the answers to everything at all. Well, thank you, Benita. Shout out to Benita. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, girl, you got to go watch the interview with the House Supervisor is 15 minutes, and basically she's being interviewed on hearsay of what's been said with the head nurse. She repeats everything. It is very concerning, and then it's crazy because now we've seen the full video of the hospital, and we know that the head nurse didn't go to trauma 2 right away with this baby. Okay, it's a little bit crazy. So take that for what it may be. It says she didn't walk because she was getting death threats. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Um, it's on the True Crime Anayeli. True Crime Anayeli. That's where it's at. There's 2 new videos loaded there, and check them out and let me know your thoughts. We were just reviewing them right now. But again, let me know your thoughts about this whole situation. Do we have answers to this? No, absolutely we don't. We will still be digging. I'm gonna go back and review the 2-hour full video, the one that was cut up by Law and Crime. I have not reviewed the full one, and I kind of like reviewing it with you guys, so you guys hear my like impressions at that time, and not independent of. You know what I'm saying? So I can give you guys kind of my thoughts at that moment. Um, oh, if Alexia had just walked out with the baby and asked for help, no problem. She hid it in the trash and covered it up. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm looking for the email now. If I find, thank you, Marcy. Please, please, if you find the email, you guys email me. You guys know my email. It's in the link. Please, please, please. Even agreeing that she didn't know she was pregnant when that baby was born, she should have called. Well, she knew. You know, T. Kelly, you're right. I agree. She knew she was pregnant then. If she didn't know she was pregnant, she knew she was pregnant then. And remember what the registered nurse said. The registered nurse said even after the incident had happened, she was still denying having sex. She was still denying having had a baby. She was in complete denial even after the baby came out of her. So she's able to recount that the baby came out of her. But in the statement with the registered nurse, she said that after they were giving her the care, like prenatal care, after the fact, she was still denying it. So I have a lot of concerns about that. You know what I'm saying, Tika? So yeah, even if she didn't know she was pregnant, she knew she was pregnant after she gave birth. I mean, come on now. You cannot be girl was on birth control. She had a boyfriend for 2 years. I guess I'm just confused. This is why I don't take the fault from I'm not, that's not her name. Alexi, what she did. Absolutely. And then yeah. So did she know she was pregnant after or before she bit the cord? I mean, I guess I'd like to know. Did she know she was pregnant after or before she gave birth? Because then she went back to the room. Yo, I'm not making this up. Hold up. Let me go to that video real quick. I'm not making this up. She said, the video at the charge nurse, where's it at? Where's it at? This one right here. This girl right here. Look, she gave her the care afterwards. Hold up.
Doc came in, we did the pelvic, essentially, and then HT had come in and took the doctor away, and then I helped her get back in the bed, get her comfortable, and go get her blankets. And that's where the baby itself was in that room where the blankets are. So then I went back in there and essentially just took care of her as a postpartum patient from then on.
Right.
That's about it. Like after that, we had ultrasound come in to essentially make sure there's like no products of conception left in there. I think they did the mom some up after the pelvic exam was done.
Were you in there when let's go back.
Okay.
You said you saw blood in the bathroom. Where did you see that?
It was just like on the floor, like with like white marks.
Okay.
Essentially, like she had tried to wipe it up.
Was it on the toilet? Was it in the where exactly was the blood and how much?
It was a good amount. It was like on the floor, essentially.
Okay.
So I don't remember seeing a lot on the toilet or anything like that.
Okay. So when you came into the room, did she say anything? Did you say anything to her?
Once we all figured out what was going on and I went in there, she essentially was scared. She was worried that she was going to get in trouble. She did have a back and forth with her mother that was just about like, they had said, oh, the mom was upset because she had had sex and hadn't told her. So they were going back and forth on that. And then she was just denying it, which was a little wasn't really deniable at that point in time.
Right.
So the patient was denying having sex at this point to her mom.
Yeah, she was trying to state that she was still a virgin.
After she came in from the bathroom.
After she came in from the bathroom, she was still denying having sex. So it goes back to Crispy, it goes back to T. Kelly's point and all those other ones that are saying, hey, at this point, did you know you were pregnant before or after you gave birth? Whether she bit or she ripped the cord, I really don't know. Which one is it, right? A lot of you guys are asking that. We don't know. But she was still denying it. So was she in denial before or after she gave birth? Before she bit the cord? But you know what I'm saying? So it just none of it makes sense. Let me know your thoughts about it. I just wanted to show that piece because it was a lot of more medical staff that were pointing the inconsistencies out that she was saying, period. Why does it seem like the main question they asked was about the location of the blood? Well, good point. I mean, how can they even reenact? If there's pictures out there, they need to hurry up and collect those. Maybe they did. I think she was scared, absolutely. But I think she was more scared about what her mom was going to say to her. The family has what looks like a memorial for the baby in their home. The situation is twisted. Everyone response to the baby was to ignore the situation and focus on Alexee not going to jail, right? That's what it seems like. It is what it is. I think she was sitting there squatting over the toilet and the baby came out and the force broke the cord. I have no reason to lie. My friend knew she was pregnant and didn't know she was in labor. Oh, your friend didn't know she was pregnant. No, I believe you, Mom. I believe you, Mom of Gladiator. But okay, so if you guys see this infamous whatever email, let me know. Here's my email. Shoot it over to me, and let me know your thought. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna then determine whether this is a fake or a fraud or a phony. And I will let you guys know. Okay. I'm going to head out because I got to go tend to a baby bunny over there. You guys have a good one. Make sure you watch the replay and please make sure you watch the video that we did yesterday. We're trying to help this family bring some awareness to this situation and bring justice to this crime that happened to them. A woman that was poisoning the husband and 10 other family members. Okay. Make sure you guys check it out. Rabbits out.